Так, привет, а? Значит, что у нас тут новенького, интересного? Я попробовал, посмотрел, какие предметы можно скомбинировать, и нашел, собственно, комбинацию. Такую, не совсем очевидную, но тем не менее. Это ножницами на
It could be a good
плакат
idea.
с Вилли.
Now I have a nice pair of cardboard eyes.
Вот такая штука. Ну и по всей логике их, наверное, надо использовать, налепить как-то себе на глаза и использовать вот здесь вот.
I see. When you're ready.
I
Даже вот он
can't, but
говорит,
maybe I can use something on me.
что-то на себе используем. Ну вот.
It could work. I feel ready.
Very well. I'm coming. Let's begin the test. We'll sour mushroom chicken, sweet corn chicken, free range, herb crusted. Kid. Hey, kid. The test is over. I saw you fall into a trance, just like in the legend that has been passed down for generations. You're the chosen one, the one who can taste the unique and incomparable Bellamy cookie.
After the 6th plate, I felt the force flowing strong in me.
I know. The chosen one has this power. Keep the key. With this, you'll have access to the Bellamy treasure.
Thank you. I'll put it to good use. Good. I don't need these cardboard eyes anymore.
Чудненько, у нас теперь ключик есть. Ну. Используем.
Since I'm the
Берем.
chosen one, I'm entitled to it. It's the original Bellamy cookie. Inside should still be the message from Eddie Bellamy. I can't open it. After all these years, the dough is hardened. I need something to break the cookie.
Ага. Ну вот, значит, где мы и будем использовать микроволновку. Там-то мы тебя и расколошматим. Я даже знаю чем. С помощью чего.
That's a good idea. This anvil gives me a perfect support.
Отличненько.
Now I have to find something with which to try to open it.
Ну и час молота настал, судя по всему.
That's a good idea. Only the imitation of an
Так и
ancestral
есть.
weapon will allow the chosen one to perform his duty. After the impact, the hammer disappeared. Maybe it wasn't a copy of Thor's
Как
hammer,
ловко.
but at least the
Да.
cookie broke. Inside, there is something left by Eddie Bellamy. Better take it all to not leave any trace. So I find myself with the pieces of a biscuit that dates back centuries, and a message. It doesn't seem like the classic fortune cookie message. It's a piece of the map, just like my dad said. Better add it to the others. The Bellamy treasure is finally opened. Although now I don't know what to do with it. Maybe someone could digest it.
Кто-то полакомится. Ага. Мы знаем даже кто. Может полакомиться крошечками. Ну-ка.
I think it is the only one able to digest it. Great! I can finally rummage through its nest. A 5-cent coin. It'll surely be useful.
Ну вот так вот. Немножко видоизмененно, тем не менее мы добрались
It's a 5-cent coin.
до этих монеток. Идем теперь их использовать.
5-cent coin. Do what you gotta do. Perfect. A jelly bean.
Интересно, а лошади мармелад едят?
It's a jelly bean.
Ща узнаем. Сейчас все узнаем. Ну-ка, лошадка. Походу, да.
No horse can resist a treat. Better put it inside the manger.
А может быть, волосы будут валяться где-нибудь в загоне, там подобрать их он сможет. А, вот и ножницы. А все, лошади, хвост.
Being very careful, I should be able to take what I need. Easy, horsey. You won't notice a thing.
Сейчас как копытом в лоб засветит.
That didn't go too bad. Now I have these amazing horsehairs. I hope they come in handy. Good idea. This way, I should get a perfectly functioning bow.
И идем пиликать, соответственно.
If I remember correctly, it should be played like this. That noise again. Finally, the opening is big enough to allow access. At least for a hand. I don't need the bow anymore. Perfect, I can get my hand through. It's a piece of paper. Actually, it's a piece of Kid's map.
Ну вот и этот крендель вернулся наконец-таки. Сейчас мы получим вторую, точнее не вторую, последний кусочек карты. Сколько? 6 штук получается. И в дамке. Так, надо записаться. Сейчас что-нибудь выкинет интересное.
I might have found what you were looking for.
Really? That would be a real stroke of luck. I got everything I need from the warehouse. That is the last ingredient to complete my recipe.
Goodbye.
See you soon. Perfect. Now I have everything I need. My recipe is practically done. It will be a drink that is sure to make waves in the world. Non-alcoholic, dark-colored, sparkling. It can even cure a headache.
I wouldn't want to ruin your dream, but I think that already exists. Actually, I believe you're even in danger of clashing with some mega corporations.
I know the market very well. I managed to isolate and replace the secret ingredient with another.
Really? Which one?
Now, it's the root extract of Oh, hey. Nice try, boy. You almost had me going there. It's the only ingredient that is not present on the list. Take it. I don't need it anymore.
Thank you. Better read it away from prying eyes.
И что же в этом списке интересного?
Wait a minute. This list is a bit strange. I can glimpse something under the text about the ingredients. It's a receipt. It says, I, Dr. Alfred Every, on July 15th, 2008, Deliver to Steve Bonnet the artifacts found in the basement. In exchange, Mr. Bonnet transfers to the Every family, free of charge, the property of the building where the family business is actually located. The agreements will not be disclosed. Yours faithfully, Dr. Every. It's countersigned by Steve Bonnet, too. To which artifacts is Dr. Every referring? If the agreements have not been disclosed, the only one that would know anything about it is Uncle Steve. I'd better get over to his office to investigate.
Нет, все-таки дядя Стив, анкл. То есть они в родственных отношениях. Что за фигня? Непонятно. Ну, значит, это брат матери получается.
Weird, Steve's not here. In the meantime, I could inspect his office looking for the receipt of Dr. Every. So weird. There are no notes on these papers. They're all blank. What can they do? Wait a minute. There's a button under here. I could be wrong, but they seem to have been placed in the way to hide something. There's nothing. Let's see what happens by pressing it. I wasn't expecting this. I just thought it was a drawer with some kind of mechanism. What a weird globe. It closed back automatically. There's probably another device in this room that makes it open. Why all this secrecy? And what's this room? Better take a look around.
Мы в ловушке.
It seems Steve is doing some research into the Adventure Galley, Kid's ship. There are maps, notes, excerpts from old journals and books. There's nothing useful here. A rope is always useful. There are maps, routes, various notes. They represent months, or rather years, of uninterrupted work. I don't want to take all of them.
Оказывается, дядя Стив тут хороводит, главарь банды.
It's a globe. Various lines were drawn on it. They look like sea routes. I thought it worked the same as the one in Steve's office. Instead, this is just a simple globe. There must be another way to get out of here.
Походу все, надо валить отсюда. Так в чем здесь веревку только взяли?
Here it's written that Dr. Alfred Every gave a few artifacts to Steve Bonnet in exchange for the drugstore property. I'm curious to know what those artifacts were. It'd be good to investigate. Surely Steve could tell me something more.
Так, ну а бумажку-то мы от этого аптекаря так и не получили, кстати говоря.
Better let some fresh air in. I'd rather leave this open. It's stuffy in here.
Веревка.
Good idea. This seems to be the only possible way out. There's still something I'm not seeing in this whole story. I have to look harder.
Не хочет уходить, да? Вот дневник.
And what's this? It looks like
Загородил
some sort of
собой.
diary. There's something inside. I don't think I'm mistaken. This is a piece of the map from Kid's crew. It's surely Every's, the last piece missing. Finally, the map is complete. On this piece there are some coordinates. 47 degrees north by 78 degrees east. Brilliant! The coordinates are useless without the rest of the map. The light will guide you. 47 degrees north by 78 degrees east. It must have something to do with the old lighthouse. There's also a strange coin. Why is it here? What does Steve have to do with this story? There must be something I'm still missing. Let's see if there's an explanation in the diary.
Так, что ж тут написано? Генри вернулся в Боунтаун. Он выглядел как ребенок в канун Рождества. Сказал, что у него есть важная новость, которую он хочет поделиться со мной. Это 4 июля 2008 года. 7 июля. Невероятно. Генри совершил таки прорыв. После рывка, наверное. Он наконец-то нашел доказательства существования сокровищ Кида, о котором мы мечтали с детства. 9 июля. Генри поведал кое-что еще. Одним из членов команды был, наверное, как казалось, некий Крис Эвери. Согласно исследованию Генри, Эвери, отойдя от пиратских дел, обосновался здесь, в Боунтауне. Нужно заглянуть в его старую аптеку. Они единственные Эвери, которые все еще живут в Боунтауне. Может, они что-то знают, и я смогу помочь Генри в его исследовании. 15 июля. Улыбка фортуны. Я спросил у Фреда разрешения порыться в его старых вещах в подвале. Интересно, каким соусом, но тем не менее. Спустя несколько часов мне удалось найти нечто похожее на часть старой карты с какими-то координатами и монету. 47 градусов севера широты и 78 градусов восточной долготы, как мы уже видели. Координаты указывают на окраину Боунтауна. В обмен Фред захотел получить право собственности на здание. 4 стены за бешеное сокровище, бесценное сокровище, справедливый обмен, я считаю. 18 июля. Я признался Генри, что нашел координаты сокровища. Он, казалось, был в нерешительности. По его мнению, это не могло быть так просто, учитывая изобретательность Кида. Изобретательность? Да неважно. Наконец-то я смогу разбогатеть и вписать свое имя в историю. Завтра я скажу Генри, что начну копать как можно скорее. Блин. И сколько их тут? Еще нет.
Steve knew.
Ух ты.
Actually, Steve is the architect of Dad's death. And all because of his envy and the longing to find Kid's treasure. To think they were so close, almost brothers. Dad really trusted him, but he should have guessed his changing. And Kid wasn't that stupid. All the pieces of the map are needed to find the treasure. I have to escape from here and unmask Steve. This diary will be the proof. Better go to the old lighthouse. The light will guide you. Let's hope that's true.
Boss. Hey, boss.
What's going on?
Boss, we can't find the young Morgan anywhere. Impossible. He can't be volatilized. Continue to search. If he has his father's insight, he has surely discovered something that we've been missing till now. I'm going back to my office. This city needs a person able to guide it. All right, let's go.
It's Steve and the innkeeper. They're in collusion. I have to get out of here as soon as possible.
Но прежде мы прочтем до конца таки дневник. По-моему, Генри сходит с ума. Он признался мне, что хочет обнародовать новость о находке карты Кида. Я не могу позволить ему сделать это, особенно теперь, когда я так был близок к сокровищу. Я знаю, что задумал Генри. Он завидует моему открытию и, как всегда, хочет присвоить всю славу себе. Я попробую поговорить с ним еще раз и отговорить его. Его поведение изменилось. Я замечаю, что он все чаще молчит и не разделяет моих идей о том, как распорядиться сокровищем. Хорошо бы кто-то проведывал его в старом отеле. Я позабочусь, чтобы Боб и Джек присматривали за ним, пока он здесь, в Боунтауне. 26 июля. Вчера я ходил к Генри к старой скале у маяка. Я спросил его, что случилось с частью карты, которую он нашел. Он видел, что положил ее в надежное место. После его очередного отказа от сотрудничества в исследовании и раскопках, я понял, что он захотел присвоить все сокровища себе. Меня охватила ярость. Я набросился на него, и во время схватки он упал со скалы вниз и так и не всплыл обратно. Я не хотел, чтобы так вышло. Генри, тебе просто в кои-то веки нужно было дать волю мне и моим мечтам. 2 августа. Тело Генри все еще не нашли. Сейчас лучше всего залечь на дном, чтобы отвести подозрения. Элизабет безутешно, а маленький Вилли, скорее всего, еще не понял, что произошло. Это к лучшему. 30 ноября. 2 месяца спустя я решил, что пришло время вернуться к работе. Шок от исчезновения Генри вроде бы затухает. По-прежнему ничего. 12 мая 2009 года. Я копаю в окрестностях Боунтауна уже много месяцев подряд, но от сокровищ все еще ни следа. Невероятно, координаты верны. Пришлось, как 5 августа 2015 года, спустя 6 лет, пришлось позаимствовать деньги города для финансирования раскопок. Теперь-то я почти у цели, я уверен. Осталось совсем немного мест, где мы еще не копали. Нужно действовать очень осторожно. Кое-кто из местных заметил раскопки. Пришлось соврать. Я заверил их, что раскопки связаны с работой какой-то несанкционированной компании. Нужно сказать остальным, чтобы действовали еще более скрытно. 10 октября 2017 года. Теперь заканчиваются даже средства Боунтауна. И вдобавок ко всему, наша последняя раскопка, похоже, перенаправила течение воды, которая питала кого? Поток, снабжающий воду. Очень интересно. Неважно. Это необходимая жертва для общего блага. Я обещаю отдать часть сокровища на помощь городу, чтобы он вновь возродился из пепла. А пока что я попробую ограничить ущерб с помощью некоторых временных решений. Вся эта местная деревенщина не имеет ни малейшего понятия о том, как управлять городом. Поэтому, соблюдая осторожность, я все еще смогу потратить последние оставшиеся средства. Впечатляет.
See you soon, Steve.
Он еще бегать умеет, оказывается. То, что тут-то не бегаешь, при двойном щелчке. Так. Ну или ладно, прогуляемся так. Может, по пути что интересное встретим, посмотрим. Не туда вернули немножечко. Сорок семь, 78.
Okay, let's try.
Так. 47 это вот параллель. А 78 это вот.
Bingo! This is the point marked on the map. Let's see in what direction the lighthouse is pointing.
Посмотрим.
Good. Very well. The lighthouse is positioned according to the instructions on the map. The light points in the direction of the cemetery. Better go check.
Пойдем посмотрим. Бомжатник этот. А, вот через эту штуку он светит. Я вот думал, откуда там крест появился.
I don't think the X meant to indicate these wooden boards. It'd be better to remove them. Once there was a legend. To access the afterlife, a boat toll was required. A weird votive sculpture. Even if we're in a cemetery, a skull, even a stone one, is always a bit scary. Maybe this coin wasn't used as currency in the earthly world, but rather to pay the ferryman for a journey to the afterlife. Let's try. Where did I end up? It seems like a natural cave. I can't believe it! This is a colony of Mexican psilocybe. One of the most powerful hallucinogenic mushrooms in the world. Professor Jones showed one of these in class when explaining Aztec rituals. Their sour odor is unmistakable, and the conditions for growth seem to be ideal. Humid and lacking sun. Only a strong adrenaline rush can counteract their effect. They're supposed to proliferate only in a few areas in Central America. How did they end up here? I'm also wondering who put these wood barrels here. It's a colony of Mexican psilocybe. The Aztecs and Mayans used them to enter a trance during certain sacred rituals. They're extremely powerful hallucinogenic. According to some recent studies, they also have an extremely high calorific value. I'd rather not touch them. This species of mushroom is extremely dangerous. The Mexican psilocybe, even if taken in small doses, causes addiction and induces hallucinations and trance states. It has lots of use. I don't think that would work.
Чем их настрогаем?
I don't need it here.
Нет, не настрогаем.
It's a natural well formed by the running water. It must be very deep. The water comes from some source upstream. It's fresh water. I don't want to dive over there. I can't even see the bottom.
Так, что, и все? А, нет, идет. Это хорошо.
It can't be. The hull outline, the colors on the bulkheads, a red nightmare sailed on the sea. Its slender shape induced all to stop and admire it. The historian Jean de Leon described the adventure galley this way. This is it. The adventure galley. Kid's ship. The famous adventure galley. Rumors say that Kid launched raids in all the sea. The famous adventure...
Who dares?
But, who said that?
Who dares board my ship without permission?
Who's talking? Are you a ghost? Show yourself.
How dare you give orders to me? Only I can give orders.
It can't be. I can't believe this. My God. Dad? Dad, is that really you?
I have no sons. I'm the adventure galley's captain. My name is only whispered in both the old and new worlds. Some people call me the Scourge of the Seas. I'm William Kidd. Who are you?
Dad.
Don't be cheeky, boy. I already told you that I am the captain. Are you questioning the word of a captain?
Don't you recognize me? It's...
What tone is this? Boy, remember who you're talking to. I'm Kid.
What happened to you? You're not Kid.
Don't you ever mention that name in my presence. Morgan and Blackbeard are the reason my crew and I are here. If it wasn't for their betrayal, right now we'd be the masters of Tortuga. Instead, Morgan and Blackbeard mutinied, hired their own crew and attacked us. But nobody can take possession of William Kidd's treasure. Remember well these two names, because they're the worst enemies of Kidd's crew. Morgan and Blackbeard. What I wouldn't give to meet you face to face. And now, speak plainly, for what reason are you here?
Папаша-то как кроет от грибов вообще. Ух, в течение 10 лет. Прямо на гребне волны.
Dad,
It's about time. You have permission to board and immediately get to work. The bridge needs a clean sweep. Ask the quartermaster to give you everything you need to make the ship shine. I'm going back to my cabin now. I have to plot the route for our next destination. Tortuga is waiting for us.
Он, наверное, только одни грибы-то и ждал все 10 лет. И водичкой запивал.
what's happening here? How could Dad still be alive? Why doesn't he recognize me? I better get on the galley right now. I have to get my dad back home. The ship is completely deserted. I guess Dad, or Kid as he now considers himself, is in his cabin to the stern of the ship. It's an old cannon. It will be more than 300 years old, at least as old as the Adventure Galley. I don't want to shoot a cannon.
What's happening now? I hope it's something important.
Captain,
Is this the reason you...
I hoped to understand.
I have no time to get angry now. Go back to your duties. You can hear my story from the other members of the crew.
There are rats in.
That's the reason you've been brought on, deckhand. Try to earn your daily rations. Anything else?
Someone stole the.
What? This is really serious. Anyway, no less than 100 lashes with the cat o' nine tails for the guilty party. Stealing the grog, the nerve. Anything else?
Sorry, Captain. I'll leave you to your business.
Good. Go back to your duties, deckhand.
An old three-cornered hat. I think it belonged to some captain, or someone from the upper class anyway. A three-cornered hat. Usually, I'd only risk some well-preserved clothes. I have to find a better use for them. Clothes from the end of the 600. Their fabric is very good. It doesn't strike me as the best time to start reading treatises on 17th century fashion. These are books on dress. Evidently, Kid cared about being up to date on the evolution, or some guest left them during his holiday on the Adventure Galley. It looks like a voodoo doll. Some prankster guest of Kid must have left it here after his stay. Better not touch it. I wouldn't want its curse to remain active on some descendant of the represented person. It looks like a voodoo. Some prankster guest better not. Some boards became ruined over time, creating a crack that shows the cabin below. It should be the captain's cabin. Life on the Seas, Rules and Tasks on Board a Ship by William Kidd. It seems Kidd was writing a treatise. Interesting. Dad looks busy. He completely got into the role. They look like nautical charts, probably routes of the adventure galley. Don Quixote de la Mancha. It's one of the first editions. Life on the Seas by William. It seems. I think they can be used in a more useful way. I'd only risk ruining it this way.
Не совсем понятно, что делать с этой одеждой. Или на себя ее надо надевать, или кого-то одевать. Ну, вот и кандидат.
It's a relatively new cannon. Probably after the last battle, Kidd replaced the cannons that weren't working anymore. Better not. The ship is docked on this side. There's a risk that the shot could ricochet and cause damage. It could be a good idea, but not here where nobody can see it. According to a chronicle of the period, these wooden mannequins were used to make the crew size appear larger. The fear factor and the number of armed men visible was usually enough to win a battle without even fighting. Somebody carved the name they gave to this mannequin in the wood. Jimbo. I have to find a better use for them. This old sword could come in handy. Maybe I can learn how to handle it. If I'm not mistaken, near my house they just opened a school. The Sword Master. That should guarantee success. Yuck. The hilt is all sticky. Time must have corroded the handle's material. An old sword. The hilt is sticky. Over time, the fibers from... It's one of the oldest cannons on the ship. It has probably never been replaced. You can tell by the notches engraved on it. Every notch shows a battle in which it was shot. 8 notches, so 8 battles. An interesting tidbit of information. I guess it's still armed and ready to fire. This cannon is ready to shoot. I should have a valid reason. When it was opened, the cannon could shoot. Why on earth should I leave through this hole? It's locked. If, as I suppose, this is the door to the hold, they have surely reinforced it. I obviously need the key to enter. I could ask the captain if he knows where I can find it.
Так, тут все понятно. У нас сейчас манекен где-нибудь расположен. Ой, здесь еще пушка.
It's one of the galley's cannons. It's a cannon from the 17th century. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't use it.
Понятно.
That is not its purpose.
Так, куда его интересно ставить? Угу. Тут особо места не так уж и много.
I have to find a better... I have to... That is not its... It's not helpful. It's not helpful to me like this. It's not helpful to... It's not help... Dad is seated at the captain's desk. There's a strange smell coming from the cabin. I can see the cave in which the ship is docked. It would be better to use the stairs. Better not. The ship is docked on this side. There's a risk that the shot could ricochet and cause damage.
Так, а что же нам делать в связи со всем этим? Внезапно
That is not...
охреневшимся.
It's useless here. This cannon is ready to shoot. I should have a
Чё ж с этим мечом-то? Ему, наверное, надо дать. Ну, пойдем с капитаном еще раз поговорим.
What's happening now? I hope it's something important.
I'll need the key to access the hold.
You still aren't an official member of the crew. You must earn this honor. Every new member must get to know the ship and gain the trust of the rest of the crew.
I think I already saw everything and talked with everyone.
Let's see if this is true of you. Answer these 3 simple questions. First, name at least one member of the crew, except the captain, that you met on board.
I guess Henry Morgan.
Second question. According to which code have the rules of life on board been drafted?
Life on the Seas by Kidd.
Third and last question. How many battles have we faced until today?
8.
I'm sorry, you're not ready yet. The answers are all around you.
Вот черт.
I'll need the key.
You still aren't an official. Every new member must.
I think I already saw everything and talked with everyone.
Let's see if this is true of you. First, name at least one member of the crew.
Jimbo.
Second question. According to which code have the.
Life.
Third and last question.
8.
Well done. You have the honor of becoming one of Kidd's pirates. Among us, there's a pact of mutual friendship and loyalty. You deserve the key to access the hold.
Thanks, Captain. I'm honored to be part of your crew. Sorry,
Good.
Perfect. Wow! The legends were true. This is the result of years of piracy in all the seas of the world. It's a mask. It doesn't seem to come from the Americas. I think it's the loot plundered from the assault on some ship coming from Europe. Crates and coffers. They will surely be full of They will surely be full of doubloons, but now I have other coins and jewels of various kinds. There are also... The temptation to examine or take some of those coins is strong, but Dad takes precedence over everything. First, I have to take care of him, and then together we'll study the galley and its treasure. It probably contains vanilla or cardamom. They were worth a lot of money on the European market. Coffee beans. Kid and his crew knew their value very well. I'm not interested in taking these coffee beans. I'm already wide awake, especially after finding my dad. Doubloons and other coins. Surely the bounty from a raid of some ship headed from the Americas to Europe. They all have to be dated and cataloged, even if I'd like to dive into it, like in the comic books. Coffee bean. It's a golden mask. It's of European origin. It won't be useful like this. That is not its...
Так, тут вроде все собрано.
It won't be useful like this. It won't be useful. I'd only risk ruining it this way.
У меня такое ощущение, что надо сейчас что-то комбинировать.
It's not helpful to me like... It's not help...
Ну вот что с чем? Пока что не совсем ясно. Надо манекены где-то поставить, а где? Не могу сообразить. Или снаружи, может быть. Снаружи вряд ли он сюда не выйдет.
It's not helpful. That is not its... That is not its... It won't be...
Вопрос просто, как он собирается спасать отца-то? Как это в представлении разработчиков должно выглядеть? Что там какая-нибудь черная борода появилась, что-то в этом духе. Ну, куда манекен-то поставить?
This old mannequin was used to deceive the enemy. The more mannequins there were, the larger and more dangerous the crew seemed. I could use it to distract my dad and enter his cabin. If I could disguise it as a pirate, I could make it pass for one of Kid's most bitter enemies. If I'm not mistaken, he named Morgan and Blackbeard earlier. I really see it as a Morgan. A classy touch. The hat makes it look more important. They seem the right size. I don't think there was much variety of measurements on a pirate ship. It's starting to look like a member of the crew. This gives it an aura of mystery. Let's try to make it meaner. Discreetly threatening. Jimbo the pirate really looks like Morgan now.
Откуда он знает, как он выглядит? Ну, посмотрим, попробуем.
What's happening now?
Captain, there's Morgan on the bridge.
Morgan. Damn scoundrel. You finally came back for the final showdown. It's really you, foul traitor. What nerve you dare show. By returning to the ship, you'd prepare yourself to face my wrath.
While Dad is busy, I can access the captain's cabin.
Your time has come.
These are the nautical charts of the galley. They will be worth a fortune. With these, it would be possible to retrace the ship's routes and identify the places it visited. I can't deal with this right now. It's more urgent that I find a way to get out of here with Dad. It's the statue of a dragon. It was also Kid's nickname. Other than Scourge of the Seas, he was known as the Sea Dragon for the firepower of his cannons. Better leave it where it is. I don't need it to get Dad out of here. Dad has placed the logbook to protect the chalice's contents. Since I'm here, I better take them both. The same acrid smell of the mushrooms I saw in the cave emanates from the chalice. This could explain many things. Dad managed to survive all these years on a mixture of water and mushrooms. Even in small quantities, they sustain any organism that feeds on them and provide vital energy. On the other hand, they're also a powerful hallucinogen. Dad's state of shock following his fall from the cliffs, combined with the sight of Kid's ship, made him believe that he was the captain. If he keeps drinking from this chalice, he might never wake up. I have to get rid of this chalice. Professor Jones taught us that a strong adrenaline rush will counteract the mushroom's effect. First the chalice and then the adrenaline. One thing at a time. It's a metal chalice. Dad uses it to drink. Inside it is a mixture of water and hallucinogenic mushrooms. It's the Adventure Galley's logbook. My first priority is Dad, though. Then I can study.
It's time to end the game. Don't show your face again, Morgan.
Look who's back. Henry and his kid, the young Morgan.
How did you manage to get here, Steve?
It wasn't difficult. I was looking for you all over town, and suddenly, what a stroke of luck. I saw you entering the crypt in the graveyard. I waited for you a long time. Eventually, I decided to enter and I saw the tunnel. Henry, I didn't think you were still alive. I am partly relieved. My regret was consuming me. In the end, you were right. Kid's ship was docked here in Bone Town.
How dare you come aboard my ship without permission and offend a member of my crew? Who are you?
Henry, don't you recognize me? It's me.
Dad! Captain! It's Blackbeard. He was also able to get on board.
Blackbeard. Yes, I recognize you now. I see that you and Morgan are still inseparable. You'll end up just like him.
Henry, not again.
You leave me no choice.
I understand, Henry. I'm ready.
Let's see what you can do.
On guard!
I can't let you go.
Nobody wants to escape.
Вот это дичь пошла.
Prepare yourself.
I was born.
Собственно, она по большому счету и не прекращалась.
That's not a good idea. It could resurface in the vicinity of the ship. I have to find a way to get rid of it permanently.
Избавиться? Зачем от нее избавляться?
It's a metal chalice. Dad uses it to drink. Inside it is a mixture of water and hallucinogenic mushrooms. That's not a good idea. It could resurface in the vicinity of the ship. I have to find a way to get rid of it permanently.
Блин, вообще что за бред? Как там всплыть может? Она металлическая. Куда она всплыть-то? Она на дне будет. Вот тут я просто в тупике. Ну, в кузнице бросить ее в горн, расплавить нафиг. Но только там горна нет. Вот,
I don't want to go back now.
Вот,
I don't want to go back now.
Еще возвращаться не хочет. Вот это да.
I have to get rid of it so that the mushrooms won't proliferate inside.
Ну так выливай,
I have to get rid of it
ёпарасота.
so that the mushrooms won't proliferate inside.
Он там спичками его продезинфицировал и все. А почему корабль не уплыл тогда? Все это время.
Whatever you want,
10
Henry.
лет.
I.
Фига мы тогда все здесь смотрели. Я вообще потерял то есть, там, все нити рассуждений. Что
Whatever you want.
хотят от нас. Золото бросить ее. Ну, я не знаю.
I have to get rid of it so that the mushrooms won't proliferate inside. I have to get rid of it so that the mushrooms won't proliferate inside. I have to get rid of it so that the mushrooms won't proliferate inside. I have to get rid.
Я вообще не понимаю.
I have to get rid of it so that the
Надо вылить ее просто прямо сейчас под ноги, вот. На пол.
It should work. It's not a cannonball, so it won't have such a devastating effect. And now the coup de grace. Fire!
Если он стакан хочет избавиться, положил на пол, ногой его смял и все. И он уже пить
I
не
did it.
будет.
Heck, I didn't see that coming. The racket from the cannon was more devastating than the shell itself. Better go back on deck and alert Dad.
You don't stand a chance this time.
We'll see. I admit it. You defeated me, Henry.
A victory over a man who was once a friend has no value for me.
Captain, I'm sorry to interrupt your duel, but I think we need to go. The cave is collapsing.
Captain, what are you talking about?
The adrenaline caused by the duels with Jimbo and Steve is reducing the effect of the mushrooms. Hurry, let's go. There's not much time.
Not before seeing the treasure. I've never been so close to it, and I have no intention of leaving now.
But Steve, not now. There will be other opportunities in the future.
Yes, Steve. The kid's right. Let's run while we still can.
Henry, do you recognize me?
Steve, is that you? Oh, I'm not sure what's happening. It feels like I just woke up from a long dream.
There's no time, Dad. Let's go.
Dad?
Я проснулся и попал на самое интересное место.
I want kids' treasure.
Зила ругается на
It represents my
персонажа.
whole
Ну да,
life's
да они
work,
бестолковые тут
Henry.
напрочь.
Just know that I didn't want
Так
any
что-
of this to happen.
Чё не поругаться-то?
Steve!
Farewell.
Там не столько персонажей, сколько их
Dad, let's
создателей.
go.
Okay.
Да,
I'll follow.
хотя тут все молодцы. Более того, ты попал на финал, на самую концовку, так что наслаждайся финальными мультиками.
Dad, I finally found you.
Willy, is that really you? How long has it been?
10 years, Dad. 10 very long years.
10 years. So this means you received my letter.
Yes, but why did you only have it delivered after all this time?
I sensed that something was wrong with Steve. I could see it in his behavior. When I realized that the search for Kid's treasure was becoming an obsession, I started to suspect that he could hurt our family. I hid my piece of the map and decided to deal with him. You are a Morgan. You have the spirit of adventure in your blood. But you were only 5, and I didn't want to trouble Mom with such a burden. I hoped that in 10 years Steve's obsession would vanish. I decided that if anything ever happened to me, you, after turning the necessary age, would be ready to pick up from where I left off. So I sent the post-dated letter.
I read Steve's diary. I know you fell off the cliff. How did you survive?
A stroke of luck. I fell right into the sea, and the tide pushed me toward an underwater passage that led directly to the cave. I wanted to find a way to get back to the surface, but I had to recover my strength first. The last thing I remember is some really delightful mushrooms. Then it's all a blank.
Dad, let's go back home. We have a lot of things to talk about. Plus, we have to find a way to tell Mom without making her faint.
Elizabeth. Yes, we should go back.
Папа что 10
Ready to
лет
leave Bonetown
на
once and for all?
галлюциногенных грибах
Bonetown is
сидел
not a bad
на
town.
воде.
As soon as the legal formalities are arranged, we could think about coming back here. Remember, deep inside the cave is still the adventure galley. Who knows how much it can still tell the world about the golden age of piracy.
Speaking of which, when I took the chalice, I also brought the ship's logbook with me. Here it is.
Ну, наконец-то. В общем, дурацкая игра. Тупая и дурацкая. Особенно, конечно, порадовал гравий. Вот, ну. Тупые диалоги. Много тупых диалогов. И, в общем, какая-то там детская фигня. Ни о чем. В общем, да. Ну, хорошо, что она таки закончилась. Шок-контент, ну почти, да. Так Ботине было 8 лет, а этому парню 10, мелкому 10. Как он мог помнить папашину наставление? Ну, не знаю. Врезались в память. Ну, в общем, да, тут все такое вот. Под большим вопросом. В общем, такой типа закос был на Monkey Island, но, не знаю, я в принципе в нее особо не играл, но думаю, что даже рядом не валяется. Да, кстати, а почему? Может, в нее можно будет поиграть. Там их понапускали тоже штук 4 или 5 уже. Ладно, тем не менее, хорошо, что Чак ревью нашел своего батю. Да. Хорошо, что она закончилась. Все, до новых встреч на новых стримах.